What's up, everybody? If you're anything like me, you're probably just sitting around playing Skyrim, waiting for the next Elder Scroll game. Well, since we can't make the game come out any sooner, all we can do is discuss what we want in it, and that's exactly what I have for you today in this video. For you to understand this video, you have to understand that I believe the game is going to be set in elsweyr. My reasoning for this I discussed in another video. To check out that video, click the link in the description. The first thing I want in the game is the Second Great War. I would be really disappointed if I have to learn about this war in some lore book or in some NPC dialogue. I want to participate and fight in it. I imagine they will do this a lot like the Civil War in Skyrim. And yeah, I know the community is split on the Civil War questline in Skyrim, but I believe this is because a lot of it was scrapped out in order to finish the game. To make this questline more interesting, they should make it more meaningful with real game consequences, which actually goes for the whole game, because after defeating Alduin in Skyrim, it was like no one even noticed. Like, hey everybody, just saved the world. Hello? Does anyone even care? Another thing that bothered me is that being promoted brought nothing. No real advantage, no consequences, nothing. All you got was some worthless weapon or armor that you'd usually sell first chance you got. So what I would like to see is that as you get promoted, the game should give you choices on strategy, and if you make too many bad choices or lose too many battles, you should also be able to lose the Second Great War. I'd like to also see different quest paths based on your playstyle. So how this could work is when you enlist in the military of your choice, you tell them your playstyle, like you tell them you're an archer, a heavy arms person, and then they send you on missions based on what you tell them. For example, imagine you're a Stormcloak at the Battle of Whiterun. You told your commanding officer that you are stealthy, so your assigned mission is to sneak in before the battle starts to kill the leader of the Imperials to disorganize the defense. Or imagine your playthrough as a tank, so you're in the front lines charging the gates, and so on, for a bunch of different styles, because this would add tons of replayability, and it doesn't make sense that everyone just charges in without any strategy. The next thing I would like to see is a settlement system like in Fallout 4. Now, Fallout 4 went way too far with it. 30 settlements in just the main game was way too much. I think they should do a choice of 3, and I believe it should be tied in with the next Great War. They could do this by sending you on a mission to scout 3 locations for a camp to set up for your faction on the border. And from these choices, you pick one, and this becomes your settlement/garrison to command. Like I said earlier, getting promoted should bring more responsibilities, and one of these could be upgrading your scout camp all the way up to a fortified castle, which you would get more access to upgrades as you get promoted through the military. And there would be no more useless settlers like in Fallout 4 that get kidnapped and have pointless missions for you. Instead, they are fully equipped because they are the military, and you should be able to pick the missions for them since you're the commanding officer. You should be able to assign your garrison to scouting missions, raiding missions, and etc. And of course, I want these to have consequences. They could die, bring back gold or intel, etc. And these things could lead to more quests that you personally could do. I'd also like for you to be able to accompany your soldiers on the missions. And if they're on scouting missions, if you're running through the wild, for them to actually be out there scouting and a possibility that you could actually run into them. As your settlement gets larger, war refugees should come that you can assign them to stores or farming just like Fallout 4. Of course, not everyone is going to want to play through the Great War questline just for a settlement, so they should make at least one place that you can have as a settlement without any prerequisites. The next thing I want is a more in-depth armor system. They should do this by adding a layering system. From what I've seen, Kingdom Come Deliverance does it right, and I'd like the next installment to learn from them. Or they can just follow what they did in Fallout 4, where you get to pick a light undersuit and then have heavy armor above it, hence layered. I don't know why they backtracked in this area since Oblivion, by taking away your choice of pants. But to make it simple, the more inventory slots, the better. I'd also like them to follow the Elder Scrolls Online example and add dyeable armor. Now, I only want to see this option available to us, the player. It'd be really immersion breaking to see bright pink bandits in the wild. But as a player, if I want to break immersion and be a bright pink dressed Nord, then that's my choice. My next thing I want is pretty simple, but I know a lot of you will disagree. I hate how you become the leader of every faction you join. It's so unrealistic. And yes, before you start screaming at me in the comments, I realize it's a fantasy game, but still. It made sense in Skyrim. Kinda, because you were the Dragonborn and destined for greatness. But it was awfully convenient that the leader of every guild dies. Speaking of the Dragonborn, I'd like to find out what happened to him. The Dragonborn is too important of a person to just disappear in history. So what I'd like to see is that the Dragonborn became the new emperor and started the Second Great War by invading the Almeri Dominion territory of elsweyr. And this could work pretty nicely, because no matter what side you join in the Civil War, you don't become the leader of Skyrim. However, the emperor position is vacant due to assassinating him. And as a Dragonborn, you're a destined leader and extremely influential, so it would be very likely that he would be able to become emperor, which would reunite Skyrim and the Empire, no matter which side you join. Because think about it, I think Ulfric would have no problem rejoining the Empire with a Dragonborn invading the Aldmeri Dominion, as long as he still remains High King of Skyrim. The final thing I want is more gritty realism and moral choices. Going back to the Great War, I want it brutal. No side is innocent in war, and I want that to be shown. For the Dominion, it should be shown that they enslaved the captured soldiers, which, given Elves' history in Tamriel, is very likely. But the Imperials should not be innocent either. It should be shown that they are merciless, and they slaughter surrendering Elves in vengeance due to the last Great War. Well, there you go. That is what I want to see in the next Elder Scrolls. If there's anything you want to see, leave it in the comments. Or, if you disagree with anything I said, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed the video.